Get off. Now we don't have a lot of wind here, which does help. Usually it gets off the ground about 4 or 5 seconds. What do you think, Penelope? You think you got an estimate today on what we're gonna do? 4 seconds. What about you, Speedy? You think you go 5? Rosie? 5? Arthur, what do you think? We're gonna go 4. Okay, so we got the 4s and the 5s. I'll be honoring. I'll go for 6. I might win since I'm counting though. We'll see. It should be a mag check. There's 2 magnetos on this aircraft. That's what makes the spark. There's a spark plug, 2 spark plugs per cylinder. They check each one, make sure they're working because they're going to back up to the ignition system. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Am I counting too fast? I was just joking about winning when I was counting. But as you can see, the windsock out there on the runway, it's kind of hanging kind of limp today. So still 6 seconds, 6 or 7 seconds, that's not bad. You're not going to see your little Cessna or Piper do that at the airport. And notice how tight that turn was. He just got off the runway, got over the trees, and he's already coming right back at us. Oh, he's coming right at us. Now this aircraft is an actual German-produced torch. It was real nice. They could slide a wounded soldier in there and get him out to the hospital real quick. Beautiful photo out there. You're going to see the upper camouflage pattern on the wing. But it was used a lot for observation and aircraft because they could get right up to the front line, see what was going on with the troops, see how the battle was going, and then get out of there if things didn't go too well. Erwin Rommel, the German Field Marshal who commanded the North African forces, used it to great effect against the Allies in a lot of armored combats because the Germans had a very big technological advantage. They had radios in all their tanks. So you could sit up there observing the battle and actually talk to the commanders in the field and tell them where to go and how to maneuver. Now the aircraft's name, Storch, that's German for stork, meaning the long-legged bird, and if you look at the landing gear, it does kind of appear to have pretty long-legged landing gear. And if you were attentive during takeoff, you would have seen the landing gear, as the airplane started to rise, the wheels stayed stuck because they were extending, and then when it got off, they were just hanging out there. It has almost 2 feet of suspension travel, meaning the wheels would go up and down almost 24 inches. I think 18 and 19 is the actual number, but when it lands, watch the wheels and notice how much compression it has. Now our pilot today is Mr. King Kellett. He's one of our airframe power plant mechanics here at Fantasy Flight. He specializes in wood and fabric structures. If you had the pleasure of joining our very own Penelope H. Sparstrutter on the wood shop tour, you would have heard a little bit more about Mr. Kellett. And he's up there trying to find this thing slowed down to show off its slow flying capabilities. But I don't think Mother Nature's not cooperating with us too much today. But the downside is he's kind of tooling out over Interstate 4, and you all may not know this, but this one exit up here is a real hotbed of Florida Highway Patrol activity, so sometimes they're starting to slow down during flight of the day, thinking the Highway Patrol is using a vintage aircraft to check speed on the highway. So he's trying to dissuade our pilots from going out over I-4. The maneuverability of this aircraft is just incredible. I mean, if you think about how tight it's turning here, it can do almost all its maneuvers within the span of this field, and all at a very slow, sedate pace. Top speed on the aircraft is just shy of 100 miles an hour, but it didn't need to get anywhere quick. Like I said, it was an observation aircraft. And if you're going fast, it's really hard to observe. Matter of fact, after the aircraft lands, you'll be able to come out and take a closer look at it. One thing I ask you to take a look at is look at the windows. You'll notice they all slope out from the fuselage. This gives the pilot, the observer, the ability to look directly down without having to bank the aircraft or turn it from side to side, which is a tremendous advantage in the observation role. How many folks have been on the backlot tram tour this morning, or 2 tram tours? Had a few people go out on there? Well, if you haven't been yet, make an opportunity to do that. We've got one at 2:45 and another at 3:30 today. Matter of fact, we've got a restoration shop tour at 2:15 after flight of the day, or you can enjoy the air-conditioned comfort of our carrier deck at the back of the north hangar and join Rosie the Riveter right here as she tells you all about how the women stepped up to the plate during World War II and filled the roles of the men after they left the factories. And they've been there working out ever since, and she'll actually give you guys a shot at driving a rivet. There comes Mr. Kellett in for landing. If you can see, watch that landing gear and see how much it compresses and also spread out. There he goes. So you can join Rosie at 2:30, and that'll be again right at the carrier deck where the Corsair is, right behind the north hangar. I think he's going to turn around and give it another shot. Yep, there he goes. Land with the wind, take off with the wind, you name it, it'll do it. One of the features that gives the aircraft its slow flying capability is a thing at the leading edge of the wing. It looks like a tiny little wing mounted in front of the main wing, and that's called a leading edge slot. And what happens is, as the airplane slows down, the nose comes up, and the air starts flowing between that slot and the wing, and it actually speeds up the air over the top, and that keeps the wing flying at these, what we call a high angle of attack. You put in dollar bills on the slot? Did you get anything? Oh, there you go. It's working out pretty good so far.
Did you went to Vegas? Did you go to Vegas?
No, well, no, I didn't. He did. That's where they're going. You were up on top of the wing, weren't you?
Yeah.
Penelope is our resident wing walker, so I think I see a connection here. So you were putting the money in the slot on the bottom, and it was disappearing. Ah, there we go. Well, take the trim tour if you haven't had a chance. We got another plane across the way called the Stinson L1 Vigilant, and it actually is an American version of a Fieseler Storch. And believe it or not, it just came out of our restoration shop after 8,000 hours of restoration effort and flew for the first time a little over a week ago after the FAA came in and settled it down.
There's a dime!
I see that. Now, Ken Kellett is not only an excellent pilot, he's an excellent airplane parker. He's going to taxi that airplane right up here, and he's going to stop. Actually, he's going to park on a dime, if you can believe that. I don't know if they'll make change or not, so we'll have to wait and see. So please remain by the red line. Once the aircraft is shut down and come to a full stop, you can come out and take a look at it. And please do not touch the aircraft, especially the hot spinny bits in the front. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ken Kellett and the Fieseler 156 Storch. All right, feel free to come on out, take a look at the aircraft, ask the pilot any questions you may have.